Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly with your questions, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a model launched in 2021, now available pre-owned. This is the Bulgari Octo Finissimo S, part of the Octo Finissimo automatic series. The watch is 40 millimeters in stainless steel by 6.7 millimeters thick, 46 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, and although it doesn't take conventional straps, it is 30 millimeters between the lug horns if you did want to cut a custom strap for it. The calling card of this model is the contrast between satin and polish, and you can see that tonal difference is achieved without using two-tone metals. It's all white steel, but the combination between satin and polish makes for a dramatic contrast. Although this watch, the 100-meter water-resistant model, is a little bit thicker than the original, it is far more versatile and still almost unnervingly thin. As you can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, it disappears, sitting lower than the hair on my forearm. It's broad but not excessively so across the wrist, so if you wish, you can wear it on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters in circumference, and it fits easily underneath a cuff or a sleeve. Move a little bit further away from the camera and you get a good sense of the watch in proportion to the rest of my arm. Let's take a close look at the bracelet. Not a whole lot has changed, though the finish is important, and that contrast between the polished recesses and the satin primary link body makes the aesthetic. There is a taper, a lovely taper, polished flanks. You can see that pins and sleeves are used to retain this ultra-thin bracelet, and we have the same clever double deployant clasp that's featured on the standard titanium model. So we have recesses inside the links, and when the clasp is actually buckled down, it is no thicker than the individual links themselves. Because it recesses into the links, it adds no thickness to the look or the feel on the wrist. Rolling back over to the case, this is a design inherited from the Gerald Genta era, and I mean Genta the company. Back in 2000, Bulgari purchased the Gerald Genta and Daniel Roth manufacture in Le Sentier, and the Octo case was inherited as part of the deal. Now, the Octo Finissimo Ultra Thin series is Bulgari's own, but the basic shape with its character and its many contrasting curved and angular facets really is the key to this entire model line's identity. And although I have not counted individually, Bulgari claims there are over 110 individual facets on this case. What strikes me more is the pagoda-like tiers of features as we build up from the feet of the lugs all the way up to the radially satin-finished bezel. This is achieved with a lapping machine, and it's a radial satin grain that was more common on watches made during the 1970s. So to see it today on a full bracelet, integrated bracelet steel watch, it's a little bit of a back-to-the-future impression, as this is a vintage touch applied to a modern watch. Once again, the contrast between satin and polish is important, and you can see that there is more contrast between angles and curves on the dial. Note that the bezel itself, as well as the sapphire, are circular, but the inner bezel is faceted. It's a geometric figure. New to this model is this vertically satin-brushed, stainless steel-like dial aesthetic with polished and fluted hands, and then applique bi-Arabic numerals and individual indices that have been high-polished. Again, that contrast is achieved. Screw-down crown with double road knurling and a ceramic cabochon. Flip it all over. We have the same caliber BVL 138 that you'll find on the standard Octo Finissimo automatic, part of the total package that made the original 2017 watch the GPHG Men's Watch Prize winner. Now, the whole movement's over 36 millimeters in diameter, but it's only 2.23 millimeters thick, which is impressive, allowing the watch to have a normal 30 meters of water resistance for a dress watch. Most watches this thin build the base plate of the movement into the caseback, which eliminates the potential for a display caseback and also adds compromises in structural stability and water resistance. This watch has neither problem. There's a platinum micro rotor, not gold, not tungsten, platinum, to maximize the winding efficiency of the micro rotor, and it uses low friction ceramic bearings. The movement beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It pivots on 36 joules, and it gets additional rigidity by means of a full dual anchored balance bridge. It has a 55 to 60 hour power reserve, which is formidable considering just how thin the movement is. The Côte de Genève are lush and beautiful, and they actually look even better as you move them through the light. You can see their gradient from light to dark side to side. I'll try to show you this, but it's something difficult to show on a full bracelet watch. All of the screw heads are black polished. There's a tight engine turning or pourlage on the base plate, satination on the wheels, including the micro rotor. The screw heads are polished, and the edges of the bridges are beautifully beveled. Though they're started mechanically, they're finished by hand. That gives them that wonderful mirrored shine. Water resistant and hot off the press. This is the 2021 Bulgari Octo Finissimo Automatique S. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.